This is the secret to the most flavorful seared tuna you'll ever try. With over 40 grams of lean protein and rich tropical flavor that feels like a fancy oceanside restaurant, this recipe combines the fresh flavors of sashimi with a savory seasoned crust of cooked fish. Here's how to make restaurant-quality sesame-seared ahi right at home. This dish is a bit on the pricey side, but these ingredients will make more seared tuna than you'll know what to do with, and you can buy frozen yellowfin steaks to save even more money without sacrificing quality. A lot of these ingredients can even be substituted or omitted entirely, so don't panic if you're missing a few. To get started, we need to dry off any excess moisture from our pre-packaged ahi steak. Otherwise, our fish will have a little bit of trouble absorbing the marinade. So grab your fresh or freshly thawed tuna steak and wrap it up with paper towels to absorb any moisture or packing juices. And you can just leave this guy on the counter while we prep our veggies. Slice up 1 green onion and 1 small Serrano pepper. Both of these are totally optional, but will add that extra little pop of freshness to the marinade. Once you have those sliced, set aside the green of the onion for garnish and grab a Ziploc gallon bag. Into your Ziploc bag will go both the white of the onion and the sliced serrano. For the body of the marinade, we could make ponzu at home, but store-bought marinade makes this recipe super quick and easy. I dumped in around a cup of ponzu, but for smaller steaks, a half cup will work using our Ziploc bagging method. Next, we will add a squirt of these 4 ingredients: sriracha, garlic paste, ginger paste, and wasabi. Just remember, bigger steak, longer squirt. Alright, now you're probably thinking, this has got to be one spicy tuna marinade, but to be honest, not really. Anything under the crusted skin of the tuna will likely be pretty flavorless, so season and spice your marinade accordingly. Just make sure everything is thoroughly mixed by squeezing the bag where any wasabi or other ingredients may have clumped up. And on to my secret for my ahi marinade: throw your seasoning directly into the bag. I'm doing an overflowing spoonful of Sucklebusters LPG and about the same amount of light brown sugar to really help the crust caramelize. And after another quick mix to break up any remaining clumps, release your fish back into our bag of marination perfection. If you get all the air to the baggie and then move the steak into the very corner, you can sort of package them up by flipping them over like so. And now you might be thinking, oh, he said 10-minute recipe and now it's gonna take a whole night to marinate this in my fridge. Nope, just put this guy on your countertop for 15 to 20 minutes tops. Any longer and the acidity from our marinade will start to cook our tuna before we even get it on the pan. So to help speed things up, just throw together a 50-50 mix of black and white untoasted sesame seeds in a small bowl, and that's it. Sesame seed mixture done. Once 15 to 20 minutes have passed, go ahead and fish out your tuna, shake or wipe off any excess moisture, then go in with some toasted sesame oil to really bring home the sesame flavor in this dish and help our sesame seeds stick beautifully to the fish. Speaking of, time to absolutely cover your tuna in sesame seeds. Pro tip here: whenever you flip your tuna to get the bottom, put the steak on a dry section of your cutting board or table. This way, the sesame seeds are much more likely to stick to the tuna instead of sticking to the cutting board or pan. And just like that, everything is ready to go, so go ahead and pull out and clean off your fancy new cooktop and make sure the pan is up to temp at medium-high heat. Use a quick spray of neutral oil to evenly coat your nonstick pan, then go ahead and toss in your tuna and let it cook for around 45 seconds to a minute without touching it. When you're ready to flip, grab the fish by the sides with some tongs and gently wiggle back and forth until the tuna fully releases from the pan for maximum sesame seed stickage. When you see the white seeds start to brown and begin to caramelize with the marinade, you know it's good to go. Let the other side cook for just as long or slightly less than the first side and pull it when it matches the first. Then let your steak rest in the fridge for 5 to 10 minutes before you serve it. After the tuna is cooled in the fridge, it'll have a better, more firm, sushi-like texture and it will be a lot easier to cut. Slice it into 1/4-inch strips across the grain for maximum tenderness. This giant grocery store steak will not be as uniform as, say, a saku block, so only half of mine is cut against the grain, but if you use a sharp knife, the other side will be totally fine. Now, the ahi will be absolutely delicious as is, but I'm going in with a little extra ponzu sauce to brighten up the rich ahi with some acidity and citrus from the yuzu. And now would have been the perfect time to garnish this beautiful ahi with our green onion that I'd saved for this exact moment, but my ADHD won that battle. Anyways, serve your ahi with a glob of wasabi, and I put a little sriracha on there as well. Go ahead and throw in some sushi ginger, bonus points if it's pink by the way. And this is sea breeze salad or pre-made seaweed salad, and you'll typically find it in the fresh sushi section at your local supermarket. It's probably super unhealthy and made with corn syrup and green dye, but it's literally made for this dish and worth a shot if you happen to see it at the store. And last but not least, you can't forget a little container of soy sauce for dipping. And your camera doesn't eat first, the chef does, so I had to give it a little taste and see if it came out exactly how I liked it. Right on the money. And there you have it, restaurant-quality sesame-seared ahi. I paid upwards of $50 for some rendition of this dish at high-end seafood restaurants, and it's really just a simple recipe with a really short cook time, so give it a shot and let me know what you think. Also, for those returning, let me know what you think of the new setup. I'm still ironing out a ton of details, but the quality should be way improved from last time, and it's only going to go up from here. Peace.